AITAH for not validating a wrong feeling. Recently, I had a conversation with my ex and was told that the reason for her, shall we just call it anger issues, is because I would always invalidate her feelings. This is just blatantly false. I would validate her feelings, but only if they at least made a scintilla of sense. I know it sounds bad, but let me explain. For instance, she would have a real messed up view about something. One time my friend brought their kids to our son's birthday party without RSVPing. She had a huge problem with that. So much so she still held a massive grudge about it over a year later. I told her to let it go because it's not a big deal. It was over a year ago, no extra money was spent due to a few kids not showing up, and I'm the one WHO paid for the party. Even if you may be slightly annoyed, it certainly isn't something to still be angry about over a year later. Our son was happy they were there, but they didn't matter either. She just went on and on about how she didn't want those kids there, it was rude, and just very much a F*K them kids mindset. Apparently, telling her this was wrong, mainly the way she was going on specifically about the kids, especially given they're my godkids, was wrong. She said, I can't tell her how she feels and I always invalidate her feelings. To which I said, no, I do not. However, I am not gonna validate complete and utter BS when you're dead wrong. And this isn't the only situation like this. Her and her family condone all kinds of BS, are just insanely dysfunctional. So much so my kid spends every holiday solely with me because I refuse to risk him getting caught in the crossfire of the drunken fights and BS. I know people say, your feelings are always valid. However, I can't possibly understand how you can validate a feeling that is flat out wrong. AITAH for not still doing so? And if I am, how do I manage to do so? Because I genuinely do not know how to validate something that's wrong or not true. ETA. The conversation became more about the specific kids and less about the lack of the RSVP. Which bothers me more since my godson is autistic. I do validate her feelings. However, it gets hard when the other person always come in on 10 about anything. And even harder when you know what they're really saying is they just want you to agree with them. Especially since she will literally follow up with, why can't you just be on my side, in these situations? As someone one here better worded for me, the issue is more from me not agreeing with her and thinking she's right on the matter. I really can't help that. We were both raised very differently. I was raised to be kind and compassionate, to be aware of your wrongs, and to apologize specifically for said wrongs. Am I perfect? Far from it, but I make it a goal to try and always do right by people. She, however, has parents that raised her and her siblings to believe they can do no wrong, except if the wrong is to their parents. All of her siblings have extremely toxic relationships. 2 siblings are serial cheaters. One of those beats on her BF all the time. And the other sibling constantly talks down to and belittles her husband. And their parents' mindset is usually, well, they knew who our child was when they married them. Just insanely toxic and enabling. Hence the visceral reaction to ever being told they're wrong about something or that you disagree. Hence more why we never got to marriage.